Dying Light 2: Stay Human is an upcoming, first-person survival horror video game developed by Techland and published by Techland Publishing, being also a sequel to Dying Light. The player takes on the role of Aiden Caldwell and helps several factions fight for control of the city. The game is set 15 years after the events of Dying Light, in which the Heron virus has spread throughout the world and evolved, plunging it into a period known as the Modern Dark Ages. While not much has been revealed so far about the new gameplay mechanics in terms of combat or parkour, an announcement has been made that the game will feature twice as many parkour moves compared to its predecessor. There will be more choices for the player in the missions, letting them make decisions that will affect the city's environment. Depending on how the player finishes certain missions, for example, by siding with a certain faction, players will see a substantial change in the environment as that faction earns influence and begins to change the city. A few factions may establish peace, while others revel in spreading chaos. Apart from the factions, one new change that has been talked about is that encounters with actual zombies will be fewer. The town is populated mainly by survivors and faction members during the day, and at night, when everyone heads indoors, the zombies come out. Zombies can also be found indoors, inside buildings, or in houses. During your journey through the city, you can modify weapons, dash and jump over walls, sprint over pillars, use the infected to break your fall, rip off vent covers, and crawl through them to hide, use binoculars to mark targets, and use your stamina to break down doors. One thing that players need to be careful about is that zombies will be able to pull them down. Dying Light 2 also features a tech tree that separates parkour and combat skills. The player can also earn experience by performing actions and accumulate skill points and upgrades. If a player reaches a height they can't climb down from, they can use their paraglider. There's also a grappling hook that can be used to hang on to objects or pull them towards the main protagonist, or even grapple in mid-combat to kick zombies. So far, the following characters will be part of the game. Aiden Caldwell, the game's main protagonist, who is an infected survivor in search of a cure. He is part of a group of travelers referred to as the Pilgrims and is on a personal quest as he searches for his sister, who holds the key to his past. Mia Caldwell, Aiden's long-lost sister who searches the city. Frank, the mentor and friend of the main protagonist. He gets shot at the beginning of the game's demo. John, the main protagonist's friend. Haken, an old member of the Nightrunners, a fabled group that used to help people and even face the dangers of the night. The Colonel, the leader of a group of former prisoners known as the Renegades. It's been confirmed that there will be a lot of bits and pieces and collectibles and notes and references to what occurred to GRE and how this organization is linked and what role it plays in the events between the first game and its sequel. Likewise, there will also be a lot of GRE-related stuff and even side activities set in abandoned GRE labs and quarantine zones. The team aims to invoke a sense of loss and fear, and also to show that humanity is on the verge of extinction. To show how humanity is collapsing, the team layered the city, where temporary structures have been erected on the ruins of old buildings. As they create the city, the team uses an in-house technology called City Builder, which can assemble different parts of the building, such as cornices and windows, with minimal input from the level designers. As a result of this technology, the team has been able to create and change the city's design quickly. The game places a much greater focus on narrative compared to its predecessor. The team enlisted Chris Avallone to help write the game's story, which should better respond to player input. The team felt it had developed an open-ended city, but sought to give the narrative the same level of agency. The game is characterized as a narrative sandbox, in which every choice has genuine implications, according to Avallone. After players have made certain decisions, the game's space will also change. The game's story features a more serious tone when compared to the first game. To make the world realistic and authentic, the team has also borrowed from real-world issues and political ideologies and has had to abandon gameplay ideas that were considered too unrealistic. The narrative design also prompts players to care about non-playable characters and encourages players to be more sensitive to their presence and needs. Zombies, instead of being the main enemy, as in the last game, are turned into a narrative device that pressures other non-playable characters to induce drama and compelling themes. The game features hostile human enemies to a greater extent when compared to the first game, as the team was inspired by works such as The Walking Dead and Game of Thrones, in which humans are more dangerous than other enemies. The team developed a life cycle for zombies in the game. Freshly bitten zombies are called virals, which are fast and dangerous enemies with remnants of humanity still left in them. They then become biters, which are described as normal zombies. When biters are subjected to ultraviolet light for a long time, they devolve into degenerates, which are zombies whose flesh falls off. The game was announced at E3 2018 during the Xbox press conference by Avalon as Dying Light 2. Square Enix will distribute the game and provide marketing efforts in North America. On January 20, 2020, Techland announced that the game would be pushed back outside of its early 2020 window to allow for additional development time, with no new release date given at that time. On May 27, 2021, a digital event was held, and the release date of December 7, 2021, was revealed, along with the game's title, by adding the subtitle "Stay Human." Adding to the release date, a promotional comic was published digitally detailing the apocalypse and showing a new infected variant, while the physical release would arrive in Q4 2021. The game was further delayed to February 4, 2022. The comic received mixed reviews, with compliments towards the art and criticisms directed at the story and characters. On September 23, 2021, a cloud version of Dying Light 2. Stay Human was confirmed for the Nintendo Switch during a Nintendo Direct presentation, which was planned to launch on the same day as the other platforms. Due to allegations of sexual misconduct made against Chris Avellone in June 2020, Techland and Avellone agreed to end their involvement in Dying Light 2. And so the video reaches its conclusion here. If you believe there's missing information in it, don't forget to mention it in the comment section.